All right, let's dive right in. The EU is on the verge of completely changing the packaging industry, and that deadline, well, it's coming up fast. So today, we're going to break down exactly what this means for you and lay out the blueprint you need to be ready for 2027. So let me ask you a question, and I'm talking directly to all the R&D chemists, the technical managers, the product development teams out there. Is your packaging really ready for 2027? Because, the clock is ticking, and the changes we're talking about here are absolutely massive. You see, this 2027 deadline isn't just some minor regulatory update. No, what we are facing is a fundamental shift in material science. It's forcing a complete rethink of how we design, formulate, and even validate our packaging. So what's driving all this? Well, it really boils down to two key things. First, the EU's new Packaging and Packaging Waste Regulation, the PPWR. And second, the upcoming ban on PFAS, those forever chemicals, in food packaging. Together, these two things are mandating a massive move to monomaterial designs and high-performance barrier solutions that are completely PFAS-free. To succeed, you have to master what the industry calls design for recycling. And if you think 2027 sounds like it's a long way off, this slide is a serious reality check. Just look at a typical R&D timeline. You need to be starting your material sourcing and R&D right now. By mid-2026, you're in lab trials and pilot runs. Early 2027 is for scaling up. That means the work has to start now. That timeline is way tighter than you think. So all of this brings up some huge R&D hurdles. And the key, really, is knowing if you're asking the right questions to get through them. Because asking the wrong ones, well, that can lead to some incredibly expensive failures. Let's walk through 5 of the most critical ones you're probably facing. Okay, first up, the performance gap. This is a huge one. How in the world do you replace PFAS but still get that high-performance barrier, that grease resistance, that heat resistance your products absolutely need? It's a massive technical challenge. And here's the thing, you can't just grab any alternative off the shelf. You need a clear, hype-free analysis of what actually works in the real world. We're talking about things like high-barrier polymers like EVOH or mineral-based silica coatings. These are proven pathways that can fill that performance gap, but each one has its own tricky integration challenges. And the next hurdle kind of builds on that complexity. It's one thing to design a beautiful mono-material package in the lab. It is a completely different challenge to make sure it actually gets recycled out in the real world. And that's where the real complexity kicks in. Success isn't just about the main polymer you choose. It really comes down to the nitty-gritty, the specific rules for your adhesives, your coatings, your inks. Make the wrong choice there, and your entire design could get rejected at the recycling plant. Which leads us straight to hurdle number 3. With so much on the line, are you just guessing when it comes to your recyclability tests? Because a single failed trial can set your project back for months and just burn through your budget. To really get this right, you have to master the essential validation protocols. That means doing things like near-infrared, or NIR, sorting simulations to make sure your package is identified correctly at a facility. It means running reprocessing tests to prove the material quality actually holds up. It's serious stuff. Okay, hurdle number 4. This is a pain point for pretty much everyone in the supply chain. Getting the right data from your suppliers. How do you guarantee that every single component you source is truly compliant? The key is, you've got to cut through all the marketing fluff. You need to know the exact questions to ask to get a guarantee on PFAS-free status and to get your hands on robust, actionable data about recyclability. Okay, so we've laid out all these massive, complicated problems, but what if there was a blueprint, a clear path to solve all of them? Well, that's exactly what this expert-led training from OnlyTRAININGS is designed to be. It's a practical, actionable solution. This training gives you a clear 5-step path that hits every single hurdle we just talked about. You get proven strategies so you can start developing compliant products right away. You get the real no-hype analysis on PFAS alternatives. You learn the specific design rules for real-world recycling. You master the validation protocols so you can stop guessing. And you learn exactly what to demand from your suppliers. It is the whole shebang. And look, this isn't just a bunch of theory. This is practical, hands-on guidance from a team of industry experts, people who bring proven regulatory knowledge and deep technical expertise to the table. In fact, the OnlyTRAININGS Experts Validation Team officially reviewed this course, and I want to read you what they said. They stated that it meets their highest standards for regulatory technical precision and immediate industrial applicability. I mean, that's about as powerful an endorsement as you can get for its quality and relevance. And the team itself? It's a powerhouse of industry pros. We're talking specialists in polymer science, regulatory affairs, and chemical engineering. These people have deep, real-world knowledge in coatings, adhesives, and materials science. And they're already trusted by over 100,000 professionals for more than 5,000 companies. So, this is your chance to get way ahead of that 2027 deadline. You can secure your spot right now and make a critical investment, not just in your company's compliance, but honestly, in your own career success. And just look at what's included here. You get the live session with a Q&A with the experts. Plus, you get 6 months of on-demand access so you can go back and revisit anything you need. You get all the training materials, an official certificate, and you even have access to expert consultations. The price is $199, and it's so important to frame this the right way. This is not a cost. This is a strategic investment in your compliance and your future. Let's just put that investment into perspective for a second. On one side, you've got $199 for an expert blueprint and a guaranteed path to compliance. On the other side, the side of doing nothing, you're looking at the risk of a wasted R&D budget, months of failed trials, these costly requalification loops, and ultimately, non-compliance and lost business. When you see it like that, the choice is pretty clear, isn't it? So I'll just leave you with this one final thought to really think about. Can your R&D budget really afford a failed compliance test? Investing in the right knowledge right now might just be the smartest financial decision you make all year.